Demons, in my opinion, are the closest thing that you're ever going to get to an actual villain in 40k. Now, make no mistake, every race in 40k, they are all assholes. They're all shitty and horrible in their own unique way, but demons, in my opinion, are the closest thing you're going to get to a stereotypical villain. And when these guys aren't invading real space to make life generally shit for everybody else, they spend the majority of their time fighting each other in the warp. A place that really gives the middle finger to physics. Up is down, down is up, anything is possible. It's a hellscape, for want of a better word. These guys constantly fight each other in what is the great game, an ongoing battle, a never-ending battle, one would say, between the four Chaos Gods, Nurgle, Tzeentch, Slaanesh, and Khorne. But every now and then, these guys will unite, and when that happens, generally shit gets fucky. And that seems to be the case in Engine War, where, now I'm thinking more about it, the demons seem to be the most lore-wise appealing of this entire sort of section of Psychic Awakening, because it's always interesting when these guys come together to put aside the petty shit that they have going on inside the warp, you know, the constant back and forth, the constant fighting, and actually unite to fuck shit up in the real space. So, after looking at the preview, because this is what this is, the preview, another one that GW has dropped on the community website, I think Chaos Demons have basically come out with the best preview so far. Not for maybe the entirety of Psychic Awakening, but definitely for Engine War. Each section, because there are technically four factions of demons, like I said, one for each patron god, and each one gets their own unique warlord trait, stratagem, and what was it? I think it's a relic. Yeah, relic, warlord trait, and stratagem. And we're just going to cover each and every one. And I think that these are the strongest so far, all previewed in Engine War. And start off, we've got Khorne. Khorne, for those who don't know, close combat, hack and slash, blood for the blood god, all that good stuff. These guys love to be in the thick of it. Stabby, stabby, choppy, choppy. And their previews really show that. Starting off with Slaughterborn. Now, I think the whole shtick behind this is that you can take your greater demons. So you've got your greater demon of Khorne, your bloodthirsters, you've got your Nurgle, your great unclean ones, keeper of secrets, and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head. And basically you can buff them up to make them sort of exalted versions of themselves. And then you can give them unique abilities. And the one for the Bloodthirster, if you choose to make it an exalted Bloodthirster, which this section of Psychic Awakening will allow you to do, then you can give it the Slaughterborn trait. If in the charge phase, this model makes a charge move, which it's a Khorne model, it's going to be loving making those charge moves, or is charged by an enemy unit, or performs a heroic intervention, add 1 to its strength and attack characteristics until the end of the following fight phase. This is cumulative with unstoppable ferocity ability. That's good. Playing to your strengths, Khorne, all about the close combat, all about the attacks, all about the strength. This thing just buffs that. The Bloodthirst is already a beast in close combat anyway, literally. I mean, fucking look at it. It's literally the archetype. It's literally the archetype of a demon. And if you told anyone who didn't know 40k what does a demon look like, they'd probably come up with something that looks not too dissimilar to that. Horns, wings, general reddish theme, big weapon. Yeah, that kind of ties in with that. So yeah, that's good. And obviously you've got your relic, which you can then give to your Bloodthirster. And the one they've chosen to preview is Blood Drinker Talisman. This living rune-etched ruby, swallowed by the exalted Bloodthirster, has an endless appetite for gore. As the demon fells each foe, the talisman boils their blood, reforging the demon's flesh as it absorbs every drop. Roll 1d6 each time an attack made with a melee weapon by a model with this relic destroys an enemy model. On a 5+, the model with this relic regains 1 lost wound, after it has resolved all of its close combat attacks for that fight. A model with this relic cannot regain more than 8 lost wounds during the same turn as a result of this artifact. That's good. Again, you want this guy to be in close combat, and he's probably going to be killing shit, so 5+, you've got a better than shit chance to gain wounds back. Up to 8? That could... if you had a really lucky roll, you could potentially reduce up an entire Bloodthirster, you know, from like the lowest profile, even if I don't know if they have profiles, but, you know, near dead to back up to full strength. Imagine that. Imagine your opponent. You've managed to get in contact with the Bloodthirster. You've absolutely hammered it. It's nearly dead, and then it just regains a shitload of wounds. It's good. That's Khorne all over. Very nice. And this Khorne section is topped off with this stratagem. 1 command point, the scent of blood. The rich odour of freshly spilled blood will draw lopping fleshhounds from the foot of Khorne's throne itself. Use the stratagem in your charge phase. Select 1 fleshhounds unit from your army. That unit can be chosen to charge with this phase, even if it advanced. In addition, add 2 to the result of that charge roll if any moles have been destroyed this turn. So, if any models. So, if you killed anything, you got 2 plus 2 to your charge, and you can charge after you advance. I can tell you that charging after being able to advance is incredibly good. For 1 command point, that's cheap as chips. Very good. Moving on to Slaanesh, the weird, kinky, sort of Cenobite looking motherfuckers of the demon world. Exactly same sort of stick. Keeper of Secrets. You could turn it into an Exalted Keeper of Secrets and give it Fear Seeker. Once per morale phase, after an enemy unit fails a morale test, but before any models flee that unit, this model can move as if it were your movement phase, so long as it ends its move closer to the unit that failed that morale test, sorry. In addition, each time the enemy model flees from a unit whilst its unit is within 6 of this model, this model regains 1 lost wound. Right, okay. Managed to fuck that up a little bit, but basically, if a model fails the morale test, then you can move. But you've got to end closer to the unit that failed the morale test. That could be anywhere on the board. So, as long as someone somewhere failed the morale test, you get a free movement phase, which mobility is good. And as a bonus, if it fails within 6 of the model, you get a lost wound back. Not as good as the Khorne one, in my opinion, but, you know, still good for mobility. Mobility is very good in this game. And here is the weapon that you can give your Exalted Keeper of Secrets, Silver Strike. The blinding speed for which this blade flicks out makes it appear as if it does not occupy the space between thrust and strike. In a heartbeat, limbs and heads part from their bodies or choice cuts suddenly appear in marring faces which sag in blissful ignorance. Very nice. This relic replaces the Witstealer sword and has the following profile. Range melee, type melee, obviously. Strength +2. Good. AP -3. Good. Damage. Solid 3 damage. Very good. Abilities. When the bearer fights, it makes 2 additional attacks with this weapon. In addition, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by a model that has lost any wounds from this weapon. So, that's a nice little relic there. Get extra attacks. You know, your Keeper of Secrets have a lot of attacks anyway. And, you know, your opponent, if he's lost wounds, it's going to be hard to hit you back. Very nice. Moving on to the stratagem. Excuse me, very early in the morning. Song of Discordant Despair for 1 CP. The keening psychic call of hunting fiends disturbs mental equilibrium, inducing terror and despair. Use this stratagem at the start of your morale phase. Select 1 enemy unit within 6 of a fiend's unit from your army. Until the end of that phase, subtract 2 from enemy leadership characteristic. So this could tie in back with the initial ability of the Keeper of Secrets, really forcing those morale checks, forcing them to fail, obviously tying back in with the movement and whatnot. Morale's a tricky one. It really never tends to come up with me. Being a turn to play, I'm always locked down with Synapse, but I've been on the receiving end of bad leadership roles before, and it can be devastating. For 1 command point, seems pretty fair, pretty strong. Again, so far, Khorne still wins it, but, you know, pretty decent effort from Slaanesh. Moving on to Nurgle, arguably one of the more popular factions of Demon, because obviously you've got Death Guard. Khorne and Nurgle tend to get a lot more, well, I'd say Khorne first, then Nurgle, then Tzeentch, and then I'd say Slaanesh get the last sort of billing, but Nurgle, very popular. And obviously you've got your Grey on Clean One, big fat boys there, well, just full of nastiness. I mean, he's got teeth coming out of his guts, all sorts of stuff. Nice looking model in the respect of it's modelled well. It doesn't look nice, it looks horrible, but that's the point, I suppose. And you could turn it into a Exalted Great Unclean One. Avalanche of Rotten Flesh, hence the ability. When a charge roll is made for this model, add 1 to the result. In addition, when this model's crushing bulk ability inflicts D3 mortal wounds on a 2+ instead of inflicting 1 mortal wound on a 4+. So that's pretty good. This is a lot like your my Tyranid Carnifex's Living Battering Ram rule. Wants to be in combat because it's a great and clean one. He's tough. He's not going to go away anywhere. He hits pretty hard. So 1 to the result to a charge move, pretty good. And you're going to inflict more mortal wounds when you get in contact with something. 2+ is bound to happen. On average, you're going to roll 1.5, so you're going to get 2 wounds off. Pretty nice. Okay. Tome of 1,000 Poxes, the relic. How this rotten volume found its way out of the diseased libraries of the scholar of Kulgach may never be known, but within its wet pages of Demon Hide are the secrets of many of the Plaguefaller's most ruinous plagues. Even with the simplest infection can bloom into a new and vibrant potency by using some of the arcane interactions within its pages, each inscribed in Divine Icho, Divine Ike. A model with this relic knows 1 additional psychic power from the Nurgle discipline. In addition, if the unmodified result of a psychic test of a model with the relic is a 7, the number of Nurgle, the psychic power being manifested cannot be denied. It's nice. It's nice. You know, you get 1 extra psychic power and, you know, nice little bonus on a 7, you can't deny it. That's not bad. It's not bad. Not as good as the sword, or definitely not as good as the Khorne Talisman, but it's not bad. And the command point, the stratagem, sorry. One command point. Putrid Demise. Nurgle's favourite erupted a putrid shower upon death. Use a stratagem when a plague bearer cavalry model from the army is destroyed. Before moving the model, roll 1d6 for every unit within 6, excluding Nurgle units, or 2+, that unit being rolled for suffers 1 mortal wound. Nice little fuck you to the enemy there. 1 command point. You know, depending on how many you've got left, you may as well. 2+, 1 more wound. It's a nice way to spread more wounds around. Okay. So, all in all, I'd say so far, Khorne, then I want to say Slaanesh, and then Nurgle so far as these previews go, but I'd really want to see how Slaanesh can manipulate those leadership roles. But so far, I'd say for wow factor, Khorne take it, Nurgle bringing up the rear. Hey. And Tzeentch, the psychic boys of the demon world. Again, you've got your Lord of Change. You pick him an exalted Lord of Change and give him Spell Thief. When this model successfully denies a psychic power, the Psyker unit that attempted to manifest this power loses it and cannot attempt to manifest it again in this battle. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Now, you're going to be able to deny a lot because you're a Lord of Change, and being able to just say, no, you can't use that power, and you can never use that power again in this battle, that is a game changer. Okay, that takes the number 1 spot so far. That beats out the Khorne one. Definitely. Spell Thief, that is amazing. I would have that all day and all night if I was fighting a Psyker army. I wouldn't even think about it. Spell Thief, that's brilliant. The Crystal Tome. Feared even by many of Tzeentch's servants for reputed sentience, the Crystal Tome is said to, by some, to contain the true name of every being who might have been, including those who never were. Invoking a creature's true name grants tremendous power over it, yet there have been some known to resist. Whether this is due to the trait of their own or some perversity on behalf of the tome itself may never be known. At the beginning of your opponent's turn, select 1 enemy character model within 12 of a model with this relic, so obviously within 12 of your Keeper of Secrets. You and your opponent roll off. Your opponent adds the leadership characteristic of their model to the result, and you add the leadership characteristic of the model with this relic to your result. If your total equals or beats your opponent's, then all the aura abilities of that character model cannot be used until the beginning of your opponent's next turn. That's good. That's really good. Auras play a massive part in this game at the moment. And not only are you now completely denying your opponent some psychic powers that he may need crucially for his game plan, but you also have the ability to completely shut down. Fair enough, you've got to be with 12, but be able to completely shut down an aura ability. That not only gimps the model with the aura, but the model's trying to use the character's aura ability. That is brilliant. And now, last but not least, the stratagem. 1 command point. Flames of Mutation. A cloud of iridescent light or a charred lump of meat. None foresee the fate of those touched by the warfire. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase. Select one flamer unit from your army. Until the end of that phase, with resolving attack made by a model and unit, an unmodified roll of a 6 inflicts one more wound on the target as you do any other damage. Meh. That's fine, I suppose. But yeah, that's it. This is the best preview of Engine War, without a shadow of doubt. I'm not a demon player. I don't even find demons that exciting as an army, but just looking at these seem bloody good. Especially the Tzeentch one. Tzeentch one, however you want to pronounce it. That is fantastic. That I can see that being used in a lot of games. Followed up by Khorne, just the buffs it'll give you to your close combat, and which Khorne knows all about. Brought up by Slaanesh, leadership manipulation and extra movability, and Nurgle's Nurgle. They get some nice stuff. So yeah, that's all for Engine War. That's it. So we've had the Admech, we've had both flavors of knights, and now demons puts the bow on Engine War. So that's it, guys. You could that's it. You can order Engine War now, fully buffed up on the knowledge that is being supplied here. Whatever, if anyone even listens, if anyone even cares. But yeah, very good preview for demons. I am keen to find out what the lore behind Engine War is, and what these bad guys, what the bad boys of the first 41st Millennium are up to on this Forge World. But until then, guys, I will catch you all next time. See you later.